All right. Good morning, everybody. We are excited this morning to have a fellow veteran real estate agent on our show, Gerald Hill, up here in the Nashville market. So it's about time we got off the East Coast. It's time to move in a little bit, So we're jumping into Nashville this morning, and Gerald's a veteran, experienced agent, broker. So we're glad to have him on the show. So good morning to you, Gerald.
Good morning. Good morning.
So great to have you. And, I always start out with, just kind of tell us a little bit about, your time in the military and what in the world made you want to come into real estate.
So I was an aircraft mechanic in the Air Force in the 90s for a very short period of time. And then they had shorter contracts back then with Clinton. And then I joined the National Guard after 9/11.
Okay.
And I ended up going over to, in 2004, I deployed to Iraq, and that was an 18-month deployment. And then I also deployed in 2010 to Iraq and 2011 to Afghanistan. Just kind of trying to figure out life, going to college, taking that, that kind of Tommy boy 8-year route to get a 4-year degree kind of thing. Going to college for a little bit, then going and doing military stuff for a little bit. And then I was finishing up my degree. I'd finished my degree in aerospace, and I was working on a master's in aviation safety and security. And one of my fraternity brothers, his family's in real estate, and he got me involved and helped me get my license and got me to his brother's brokerage, and I really enjoyed it. But then I started looking at the future. I'm married, I've got kids, got a family to support, got things going on, and when I finished my master's, I was going to be making $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and which is not terrible money, but
right.
I was making that in real estate and not having, and I could work from home, or, I could be more involved in my family stuff. And,
exactly.
Ultimately I was going to be able to, I saw where my life was going to go in that other route.
Right.
And I liked this route better.
Yeah. Gotcha. That makes sense, and having worked with a lot of agents that are also veterans do well in this business because they bring a work ethic. They tend to get very focused and they get the job done. And most of them are pretty good with people as well. So across the board, 20 plus years in the real estate space, agents that are veterans are some of the best in the industry. And so we're glad to have you on board. And we're glad you made that choice, man. So we asked the National Guard and the reserves to do an awful lot these days, and it sounds like you've definitely done your share. You're getting ready to retire, which is always a nice thing. So you can kind of close that chapter.
I'm done with the hurricane duty and riot duty and deployments, and
Yeah, I've been there. It takes a toll on you, and it takes a toll on your family as well. But we appreciate all the stuff that you have done. And there's some youngster coming up behind you, ready to jump in and start over. So that's always good. But so how long you've been in the real estate space now?
So I finally got my license in February of 2016, like early February 2016.
Okay.
I was kind of hanging around the office and learning for a few months before that.
Right. Okay. Well, what they say is if you survive the first 3 years, you're probably a pretty good agent. So you've gone well beyond that. So you're doing well. So talk to us a little bit about what's kind of going on in the Nashville market. I mean, you're a broker in the Nashville market. You've kind of been involved with running some firms in the area. Tell us kind of what's kind of going on there. I mean, are sellers a little bit more motivated right now to sell their house? what's kind of the inventory look like? Those kind of
Yeah, I
things.
mean, obviously, it's not the market that we saw the last couple of years. Obviously,
Right,
right?
right.
Interest rates being where they are, that definitely limits the buyer pool. But we still have really low inventory. One of the things about the Nashville area is we have a lot of jobs, uh, and
Okay.
we're getting more and more jobs every day. They're bringing in technology jobs, a lot of stuff in the IT space and healthcare.
Hmm.
Nashville's really big, in healthcare with Sarah Cannon Cancer Center and Vanderbilt. There's just a lot going on there, and so and Amazon bringing in a bunch of jobs, 5,000 jobs last year.
Right.
Yeah, so the inventory has stayed uh, low. So, and I don't know what's happening in a lot of markets, but we're still creeping up on price. Not
Right.
as fast, but our median price right now, last month, our median price was $415,000, and that
Okay.
was up 1% month
Yeah.
over month.
Okay.
So, and our days on market is going down. It's down to 25 days on market.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you look at days on market going down and price going up, that'll kind of
Yeah.
give you a little hint of where
Yeah.
we're at.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good point. I mean, nationally, the days on market's running the high 40s, low 50s. So you're half that. Part of that, I think, is indicative of the Nashville market. I mean, Nashville is a fast growing, city. Suburbs around
Yeah.
that are all growing really, really fast. I mean, if you look at it on the charts, it's doing really well. And you mentioned some of that on the jobs. Um, but, but,
Yeah,
but
we never anticipated being this popular.
yeah, yeah, no, it's grown a lot, and it's got a good mix of climate. There's a whole lot of other things that make that a great state. So, it's all good for you. So you're a veteran, and I'm sure you've worked with veterans. You're part of the Veterans Real Estate Benefits program and agent network. So I know you work with veterans as well. I mean, what are some of the challenges that veterans face when you take them out there and show them houses? I mean, or you're submitting it all.
So, yeah, I think it's over 95. I know it's over 90% of my clients have been veterans. That's buyers and sellers.
I,
Since 2016, over 90% have been veterans.
man,
Yeah, it's been a lot of them. And what I have seen across the board is there's education is a thing. They're not a lot of veterans aren't completely educated on how the VA loan works, how beneficial it is, um, and a lot of listing agents don't necessarily don't understand how reliable it is.
right,
When you tell somebody that the VA loan has a higher closing rate than a 20% down conventional, they just don't believe you. When you
right,
tell them that it's got a lower foreclosure rate, it's one of those things that it's a benefit that if you have a lender that understands it, can
right.
close just about anything.
Yeah,
And so, I guess finding homes that meet that criteria, and that's one of the things that you'll see in the MLS. You'll see listing agents put things like cash and conventional only, right?
hmm,
And I still am going to click through those pictures if
oh
I
yeah,
think it, because I look through the pictures, and if I think that it'll pass, then I'm going to call that agent and I'm going to have a conversation with them, ask them, why don't you think it'll pass?
right,
What is it? And 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 it may even be a candidate for a VA reconstruction loan or something
right,
like that.
right, exactly.
So there's just the biggest challenge is education.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think those are all good points. And for the listeners that are watching this, you know, um, Gerald brings up a good point, and that is you got to work with an agent that understands VA loans and understands that process. I mean, you're a veteran, you're using your VA loan, you've worked to earn that benefit, and now you're buying a house, and you walk into your agent, and and if your agent isn't like Gerard or like the agents we have in our network that are veteran certified agents, they don't understand the VA loan, and they're not going to do exactly like he just said, which is go through the MLS, flip through the pictures, because some listing agent says it's only good for cash conventional, doesn't mean that you can't get a VA loan for it. But it takes an agent that understands the loan process to be able to drill down and call that agent out and go, no, I'm submitting a VA offer and this is why. And that's exactly what you need to look for in your agent. And so when you find an agent that's a veteran on top of that, then you're getting twice as good. You're getting the work ethic, but you're getting the passion, but you're also getting someone that understands veterans. So I think they're all great points. One of the things that we keep messaging out there to the world is now's not a bad time to buy, which is kind of counterintuitive for some people, but if you think about it, if you're a veteran, you're using a VA loan, now's a good time to buy because you're not as competing with as many buyers. Yeah, you're not competing with as many buyers, and so you're not doing the multiple offers in most cases.
And sometimes you are, but even at the height of the pandemic, I could show you client after client after client of mine that when nobody else was getting them closed, we were closing them with a VA loan, and they were getting a check back for their they were getting the earnest money back at closing.
Right.
Just because of the way I negotiated, or finding these homes that are. There's a lot of little tricks. You find one that's been overpriced, right?
Right.
You've got an appraisal contingency. There's no danger.
Right.
Find one that's overpriced and you pay the appraised price.
Yeah.
But right now is kind of that sweet spot where, because prices are still on the rise, so you can get in and you can refinance later, but you can get in now when sellers kind of understand that they might need to help out with, a rate buy down. They might need to help out with closing costs.
Right. And I think those are all key points. We keep sending it out to the world as part of our messaging is don't let a little bit higher rate slow you down right now. You can always refinance. I mean, the VA IRRRL, the interest rate reduction is super easy to do, no qualifying, very little fees, and boom, you can bring that rate down. So now is a great time to do that. But Gerald has only been with us. I don't know. You've been with us what, 6 months or so?
I signed up last year.
Okay.
And I just didn't get a lot done through VREB last year.
Okay. So the work that you have done, we've gotten great reviews. I'm sure if you check out his website now, what's the best way to reach you? I mean, is it your website?
So if you just Google me, if you Google me, there'll be a million ways to get a hold of me.
Okay.
You got geraldlehill.com.
Okay.
Or, you got my phone number, 615-405-8772. Facebook, just no matter which way you do it, if it's phone, email, Facebook, whatever, it all comes to my cell phone. So.
Yeah. Great. And then, of course, you can always reach out to Veterans Real Estate Benefits program, and our website is www.vrebnetwork.com. And you can reach out to us as well. Clearly, if you're looking in the Nashville market, you need to reach out to Gerald and get in touch with them. If you're looking for a house outside the Nashville area, we'll be glad to help you. We've got agents all across the country, but Gerald's the go-to guy in Nashville. So we appreciate you having you on the show. We appreciate everything that you've done and all the hurricanes you've been part of and all the riots you've been trying to take care of and all the work that you've done. So we appreciate that. And so we look forward to doing some work with you here in the years to come, brother.
I really appreciate that.
Okay, man, you have a great day.
All right. Bye.